My name is Helen Bowden and I'm the director of BBC Radio, and today is the last day at the BBC for me after 34 years. And I want to share a tune with you that's been important to me since I was about 4. Dun 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 dun.
Hello and welcome to the very first inaugural. It was my first day on set. Now, we've decided to start this new series on Dum Dum TV by speaking to one of our characters of the moment. And we know that she's definitely one of your characters at the moment because you voted for her as your favourite Dum character last year in The Archers. So if anybody is utterly brand new to the whole world of Archerdom, Susie, you're going to have to tell us who exactly you are and which character, characters you've played.
Well, I'm Susie Riddell. I'm looking at you, but should I be looking at the camera? I play Tracy Horrobin. She usually drops the H. And sister of Susan Carter, mother of Brad and Chelsea, receptionist extraordinaire at Grey Gables.
Is she actually really good at being a receptionist? Is she?
She's actually, yes, she's quite good. Linda was impressed, you remember,
That's
way back last summer. Yeah, I mean, she's still learning. But she's actually, well, she is kind of on her last warning, I think, to do with things like lateness and stuff like that. But in terms of her actual skills, the receptionist, I think she's quite good. And I also used to play Kate Aldridge many moons ago when I was a slip of a girl. But now I'm an old.
So this little series is called My First Day on Set. So you've had, in effect, 2 first days on set.
I can't remember the first
You
one.
can't. But at least give us the background to you being a wee slip of a lass and then playing a young rebellious Kate Aldridge. Just give us that, and then we'll come on to you being Tracy and your first day in the mailbox in Birmingham.
Yes, yeah, different location. Well, I acted as a child, loved acting, and I lived in Birmingham where The Archers is recorded, and I was in what was called the Central Junior Television Workshop, which was this brilliant drama group for kids from all over Birmingham, and you just had to audition, and then you didn't even have to pay. How great is that? That's the 1980s for you. And we just got lots of opportunities to work with amazing people, and we got because when radio or television or theatre needed kids, they'd often come to the workshop, and there's one in Nottingham as well. And I had an audition for The Archers, and I think I met one of the producers, and then the second audition I remember it was with Angie, who plays Jenny Aldridge. Jennifer Aldridge, who's obviously playing my mother, and I read with her and I got the part. And I do remember, because I didn't know what The Archers was at all. I hadn't listened to any radio drama. I hadn't got a clue what The Archers was. I was only 11 and my family had never listened. And I remember my dad picking me up from workshop one day, and it was summer, I remember that, and we went and had a drink down by the canal. I had a lemonade, something, obviously not a pint and lager because I wasn't 11, and he started singing this theme tune. Well, it was just a tune, dum da dum da dum da dum dum da dum, and I was like, what are you doing? My dad did not sing, and he just kept singing this song, and and then told me that I'd got the job. So I think that's probably my first ever audition, actually, like in terms of an actual professional job. And I got the part as Kate.
But you can't remember going into, because that would have been BBC Pebble Mill back then, but you can't remember actually going to Pebble Mill.
I can remember bits about it. I can remember, I've got flashes of being in the green room, and I was often in my school uniform because I'd be picked up from school. So it's all quite weird, really. It's like I was doing maths and then suddenly I was standing in front of a microphone. Yeah, I mean, I think I was incredibly shy. I think I was all right to begin with, and then I hit a kind of age 14. I think I probably went mega shy.
Were you a bit of a star
Yeah.
at school because you were in a proper drama?
Well, what was the question? What was I at school?
A bit of a star.
Oh well, I think this. I think probably some of the teachers thought it was quite cool, but nobody my age was bothered at all. I don't think there was. No, I wasn't like, oh, there's Susie. No, they weren't bothered. But I think the school were quite pleased. I remember there was an article in the Birmingham Post with me in my school uniform, and I don't know. I think the school had probably initiated that. Kind of, but I was no big deal.
All right, so that was the 1980s, and then we need to fast forward to it was like the 2010s. When did you get the note from your agent that they were looking for another character for Tracy?
2011.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a big sound effect, and we've gone all the way to 2011. So, give us the setup. I believe you're in London now, not in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. So you were a jobbing actor in London. Go.
Well, I'd not long moved to London. Actually, I'd probably only been there a year.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2 years. But actually, I was in Bristol when I got a phone call.
Yep.
From the Archer's office, asking me if I would play this part. So I didn't actually have to audition.
Oh wow.
But I had done a lot of radio drama with. Obviously, they knew me from before, but that was it's almost like a different person. I did a lot of radio drama through the BBC Radio Drama Company, and I'd met and done a workshop with Julie Beckett, who was senior producer at the time, probably a couple of years before. So I think there'd been a little connection made there, and obviously they'd heard my work on other stuff. So I was asked to play this character, Tracy. I was told she was Susan Carter's sister, and I thought it was just going to be, a couple of episodes. And so that I was in Bristol doing a play when I got the call. So and I was booked for October the 3rd. Was the first day, and I remember it because it was one of the craziest days of my life. I was rehearsing in the morning for a short play. It was like a 20-minute play that was going to be part of a group of short plays that was being performed that night. I don't know why I'd never think all this was possible in one day. Now it's just I've got children now. There's just you do one thing a day. You don't try and fit in. So I was in the morning, Leicester Square Theatre, rehearsing this play, and then I had to leave and get the train to Birmingham and do the episode. And it was Susan and Tracy and Clive and Keith's mother had passed away, and it was her funeral. So I recorded that, and then I had to go back to London to perform in this play that I'd been rehearsing in the morning. We'd been doing a technical rehearsal. And then my husband met my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and he met me afterwards, and we went for a walk because it was our anniversary. We'd been going out for a year, and went for a walk along the South Bank, and with a view of St Paul's in the distance, he got down on one knee and proposed.
Was there a crowd around you? Did people know what was happening?
There were some people near us, and they started playing a cheesy song on the. Yeah, it was great. So I will always remember the day that I first played Tracy, the exact date, because it was the day I said yes, I would marry my husband.
But that was the day when you heard you were going to do it, or the day when you actually first...
The day I actually did the first episode.
Okay, all right. So I presume you went up on the train, and were there any of the, backroom staff, technical staff, that you remembered from the 80s, or was it a whole new set of people? Because obviously now it's in the mailbox in Birmingham, so it's not Pebble Mill. But were there any faces that you recognised?
Oh yeah. I mean, even security staff are the same still now. So I was in it from 1989 to 94. Although I might be confusing because I actually worked at Pebble Mill later. I was a runner on the daytime drama Doctors from 2001 to 2002.
Okay.
Around that time. So I might be confusing the people. But definitely the security staff was not the same. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of people, and obviously a lot of the cast are the same. Some of the producers were the same, and obviously Vanessa was still editing when I rejoined as Tracy. So she was very familiar. And yeah, I think and Julie had been around. And I think some of this, I don't know, they might be too young. I don't want to make them sound ancient.
Can you remember the first thing you said as Tracy? Did you have... No, that's a good answer. Honest answer.
Well, no, I think I've got the script though. I've got the script. I don't remember what I said. And I think it's because it's been, I just don't remember. I think that whole day was a bit of a whirlwind, but it was a funeral. I don't think I said a heck of a lot, to be honest. I remember other later episodes, and actually I was probably really quite nervous, and I think it was a bit weird in a way getting back.
That's interesting. So as a successful jobbing actor, you were nervous. Is that because you always need to take a certain amount of nerves into a performance to get the best performance, or was this because this was a new gig per se? You're doing the Archers.
Yeah, I think any first day on a new job, you're going to be nervous. And also because you're going into something that's so established, and also for me, going in somewhere where I didn't, I'd met a lot of these people before when I was young, and it was all kind of, it's fun. It was a really nice experience, but it was, I was nervous, definitely. And I still sometimes get nervous. It's nice when you have a run of episodes, and you can get really into it. Because otherwise you're kind of starting afresh each month, or however, it might be a bit of a gap between episodes depending on storylines and stuff. But yeah, I get nervous about loads of stuff. I mean, not just I get nervous about
coming on to Dum Dum TV even.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm sweating. I'm a nervous wreck. Yeah.
Well, you're going to be in it like forever now, aren't you? Basically. Yeah, you are.
You just don't know.
You've completely and utterly acted your way into being not only a fan favourite, but somewhat kind of indispensable. You're a comic foil, but also the character is a good shoulder to lean on. When Emma had a kerfuffle with the old flat, with the old house and stuff, she turned to her auntie Trace, didn't she? So.
Yeah, I'm very fond of Emma. Yeah, who knows? But I love playing her. I absolutely love her. I think she's great. What a great character.
Well, listen.
I wish I wrote it.
Well,
hilarious lines.
As I've said before, it's obviously your love and your skill as an actor is the reason why I think you kind of played yourself into this role. I'd like to thank you for coming on to Dum Dum TV and being our inaugural, my first on set actor. Thank you.
Honour. Thank you, Royfield.
See, that was simple, right? Hit, stop,